Hello everyone, I'd like to introduce you to a close personal friend of mine, Shadow Machamp. This one's a little bit special. He's different from your normal Machamp in that he's got close combat instead of cross chop. I'm sure someone will be along in a moment to tell me that, close combat is inferior because cross chop is cheaper and very spammy and Shadow Machamp doesn't need the damage. In some ways they're right. Cross chop is a really good move. Close combat makes Machamp into almost a completely different Pokemon. It's an endgame closer rather than an early game shield breaker. Now that means you have to play it completely differently, and if you try the same strategies and tactics, it just won't work. But what you'll find is that immense damage from close combat means that Shadow Machamp, even on low health, has an incredible win rate against the meta if it's got a full energy bar. Type it into PvPoke now, and you'll see it's something like, if you've got 90 energy, 30 health, you've got a 93% win rate. It really is that crazy. So the goal of this team is to get you there, is to get you to a place where you can land close combats or rock slides on whatever's in the back, ideally without shields in play. If you've got no shields and they've got no shields, but you get the charge move priority, and you often do because Shadow Machamp's got a high attack stat, you're all good. It doesn't always play off. I mean, this is a glass cannon. It melts surprisingly fast to either Confusion or Charm. A Shadow Guard of War will take it out in 3 charms, so you best be quick on your switches. But with that in mind, I've recorded some matches from rank 8. The competition is heating up a little bit more here, and we've really got the enthusiasts who've made their requisite number of wins so far. I'm not the first one to get there by any means, but I feel it's credible so far. So let us set off. Again, we lead the Machamp. Our goal is to get to those all-important close combats. So off we go. First opponent. I've had to clip a bit on some of these matches because a few have been just absolutely unusable because of problems with lag. I think that's partly the screen recorder, I have to say, but so there you go. Right, it's a bit of loading lag and we don't. There we go. Straight into Berserker. So we hit super effective. They do us quite a bit of damage in return. Shadow Claw is a great move, I love it, but we're just going to farm this one straight down and lag. Now that might have got them to a move, and it did. So we're going to shield this because we are a glass cannon, but it does mean we've built up an energy lead here. So that's a good place to be. Foul play, it's not very effective, but it would still take off a lot of our health. So we've got one close combat loaded, we're going to go for the next one. No we're not, because they've brought in a Marowak. Now Marowak is vulnerable to Rock Slide, but resists to fighting damage, so we're just going to do back-to-back Rock Slides on this guy. There we go. Let's speed up the playback a little, make it a bit more interesting. There we go. Back-to-back Rock Slides. 2 shields for the price of 1. Sometimes that's all you can do. It's going to go down, they're going to farm some energy, but we have got both their shields off them, so we've got a shield lead. We bring out the Azumarill because it gives a good alignment with the water versus the fire. They've probably got to Shadow Ball by now, but we're not going to shield. And sure enough, there's a Shadow Ball. Okay, so going to try again and see if they get to another one. It's a bit quick, but maybe they've had time. They didn't throw any at all whilst we were Machamping them, so there we go, another Shadow Ball. So, looks like they've almost taken out two of ours, but we've got the Hydro Pump to finish off the load of Marowak. And there we go, goodbye. And out comes the Obstagoon. And they quit. Not quite sure why. I think they might have had a better matchup if they realised we had him back, but so it goes. Machamp leading to Obstagoon. Well, this is great for us. And look at that lag there, but look at that tear apart. It's double vulnerable to fighting. I don't actually know what they stayed in. Night Slash does hurt. We probably didn't need to shield it. We got away with it, and it's Shiftry. So that's what they stayed in because Shiftry's even worse probably. So we're going to shield the Shiftry and hope to finish that off and see what they got in the bag. I'm not quite sure we'd bring double darks out. It kind of strikes me as kind of brave, but my opponent concedes. Next up we have sometimes the queues take a little bit longer, I find. Smaller pool of people, I guess. Machamp face off. Now they've almost certainly got cross chop, and we've got our close combat. The interesting thing about this fight is because the charge move does 1 damage when you shield it, they've thrown a charge move. That means we're going to win if we just go head to head. So we just do that, and a tiny bit of health left. We're going to just try and land a charge move on whatever comes in next before we go down. It's a Galvantula. We probably should have gone for a Rock Slide, but I didn't have time to check. It doesn't matter, they shielded it anyway. We went down. Equal shields, we won the lead, so that's a good place to be. Stunfisk is coming in, and it's got a good strong matchup with Galvantula. In fact, it's really got a hard win here. Galvantula can't do much to it apart from lunge at it. They bring out a Shiftry. Now Shiftry does quite well against the Azumarill, so we're going to just stay in. Even debuffed, I think we've got a good chance here. Leaf Blade lands, we throw a Rock Slide. They've almost got to shield this, because even with resisting it, okay, so it's still got half the health, that's okay. We'll throw another one. This might prompt them to shield now, and there we go, got the last shield. We'll switch to an Azumarill, and basically are here to mop up their energy. This isn't going to go well for us, but we might get an Ice Beam to land. Snarl charges at a furious rate though, so actually we might well not get an Ice Beam off, because they get a double Leaf Blade before that happens. That's how crazy Shiftry is. It's great. It's a great pick really, but really doesn't like the Machamp, which is why they stayed in. They've got to another Leaf Blade probably here, and that hits us for neutral, so again we'll take off a chunk of our health, and we get to a Rock Slide. So we're going to Rock Slide the Galvantula, and hope we can farm off some energy to drop a Rock Slide on the Shiftry at the end. And there we go, almost one hit the Galvantula, gives us a little bit of energy lead, and a Rock Slide ready to drop on the Shiftry. Pretty close, they could well have got to charge move for us, but not today. Thank you very much. Shiftry is really a monster, I find. It's just so fast with those charge moves, but it is so frail, so you've got to be quite cautious with it. It's kind of similar to Machamp in that sense, I guess. Right, leading into a Hypno. Disaster for us. Super effective confusions just take us apart. So we quickly switch to the Galarian Stunfisk, and out comes an Obstagoon. There's been a few of those today. I wonder if someone's featured them. We're not going to shield this because it's probably a cross drop. There we go, cross drop. That hurts, but it's not actually that powerful move because it doesn't have the stab and it doesn't have the monstrous stats of Machamp. We're saving our shields for our own Machamp, and hopefully we'll be able to get a bit of farming in on this guy. And actually, it looks like not. I think they've played that quite well. They're going to be taken out, and oh no, they're going to shield. But they're going to be on low enough health, and they're going to finish off with energy left, so our Machamp can't get much energy off it. But they still get the Night Slash in, or a cross drop perhaps. And okay, Night Slash. So they've got the boost, but we finish them off. And in comes Hypno. We have to take this Azumarill because if it lines up with the Machamp, we are toast. I think they might figure that out and switch out, but we'll see. They have got Thunder Punch, which is stinging, and I think this is probably not going to go my way because even if I can bring the Machamp back, it's going to be tight. I'm going to throw an Ice Beam, hopefully to get that shield, and we're just going to push for another Ice Beam to try and do some damage to it. Right, got the shield, that's good, that's good. It's not got a shield in play. Ice Beam comes in next. No, not quite. It's another Thunder Punch, no point shielding this because they'll just take us out in the next confusion anyway. And now we've got bad news. We've got a Shadow Machamp going up against a confusion user. That's, wow, you can see that taking it down so fast. But we get to the Rock Slide. Talk about clutch. There we go. Take out the Hypno, and it's an Umbreon. So can we get to the close combat? We can. We get to the close combat, and we've gone from a position where it was looking pretty ugly to goodbye. Thank you very much. That's what close combat's for, really. That's where it comes in. Closing that end game like that, we went versus our hard counter, 2 versus 1. Primate matchup, this is not so good for us because again, we trade counter damage, but they're a bit sturdier than we are, so, and they get the boost. Ouch. Now, I expect them to stay in at this point because they've got the boost, which is okay. Hopefully they'll stay in for Azumarill, and we resist both their moves. So, there we go. Night Slash doesn't do an awful lot, even when boosted, and we get to farm them down. So, and now, a Wigglytuff. Haven't seen one of those very often, but we're going to just try and throw a Hydro Pump at it, and just try and get some damage on it. They shield, wise choice on their part, but now we're equal shield, so I'm happy with that. We'll just kind of push for an Ice Beam. No, we won't. We were going for a Hydro Pump. That was stupid. So now we're going to go for a cheeky close combat. This is a ridiculous play. They've got a shield up. They shouldn't really care about this, but look at that. Goodbye, Wigglytuff. And out comes Altaria. And as I'm sure you know, Altaria, Galarian Stunfisk, it's not very good for Altaria. But that Dragon Breath damage does add up, so it's not as strong a win as it looks like. We've got a shield, they've got a shield, so we'll probably shield one of the Sky attacks, but maybe not this one. We'll just let that one through. And as you can see, we resist it. Oh no, we lag. Been happening to me quite a bit. I'm sure you've run into it too, so we'll just enjoy this bit. There we go. They've got a Sky Attack off and another Sky Attack off. I assume they managed to charge up again during the lag. That's kind of frustrating. That's made this match a lot closer. But we'll get to our Rock Slide. So there we go. Rock Slide does it for some good damage. Maybe another one will take it out. There we go. There's our Rock Slide. And not quite. A little bit left. Now, can we get it to a Rock Slide before it gets to the Sky Attack? We can, but Sky Attack us. That's not looking so good for us. That's going to probably finish us. But not quite. We've still got the Rock Slide. We've still got 1 hit point left. That's going to be enough. That was a close one. I think lag was probably the winner there, but we'll go with it. Next up, we have KC717. We've got a Machamp leading into a Skarmory. Okay, so here we often just play to try and catch the Sky Attack, but with the lag going on, I just go for a switch anyway. If you time it right, you can land the Sky Attack on your Galarian Stunfisk. You can also play the same game when you've got an Azumarill lead with an Ice Beam. A Victory Bell, that's always a nuisance. It hits us for neutral, we hit them for neutral, but they can't afford really not to shield. So we're going to hope we can pop off both their shields here and try and take them down. They're on low health. I'm not going to get to Rock Slide, but I think we can finish them off with Machamp and shield the charge move and start getting a bit more of that energy lead. Acid Spray, Joy, as if I need to be more fragile. Nice bait on their part. Skarmory comes out and we shield this because it will take us out, and we've got energy loaded, so we're just going to throw a Rock Slide in return. They quickly switch into a Cherry, which is good, well played on their part, but it's still going to hurt when they land a Rock Slide on their face. We switch to Azumarill. They've gone for double Razor Leafers with Cherrim and Skarmory on the lead. Seems a bit strange to me, but hopefully an Ice Beam will do the job here. And it doesn't quite. We take it down a fair way though. They're going to finish us, and I think they're going to get to the Leaf Blade in time to land it on Machamp, and we're in trouble. If they hadn't, then maybe we'd have farmed it down and been able to Rock Slide Skarmory at the back, but not today. I haven't seen the Steel Double Razor Leafer recently, not with using Skarmory in the front, but there we go. So, hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea about what Shadow Machamp can do. Hope you're thinking about it now, and you maybe give it a bit more consideration over the cross-drop version. Thanks very much.